Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, Air the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about the weird issues going on with Twitter/X in the last 5 days with our X account. So, back on the 12th of this month, which was this past week, I was on there and I was looking up some stuff, or whatever the case be, and all of a sudden, it was telling me some bullshit about acting like I was doing some kind of weird stuff or whatever, and locked the account. And I'm just like, what the fuck's going on here? And so I did a bunch of stuff that day, including updating our password and stuff like that, thinking maybe somebody's trying to hack us is what it was or something. And then literally, I'm in Honda's back chat like 20 minutes ago or so, and the same fucking thing happens. I'm sitting there literally reading a thing about Rittenhouse, and specifically it was Kyle Rittenhouse discussing Gage Grosskreuz's lies and stuff like that, and calling his ass out because obviously Gage is at Kent State yesterday to protest against Kyle's what it was. And then you had him straight up lying in the 3-minute video he posted. There's what it was on that area of the campus there. And then Kyle called him out and was like, here's the video of you fucking admitting on the stand, like, yeah, you were trying to kill me that day is what it was. And essentially just showing Grosskreutz is a piece of shit liar and a fucking criminal, et cetera there. And yeah, locked us out on fucking X or whatever the case be. And then I'm sitting there and I'm have a thing pop up on my notifications and I'm like, okay, what the fuck is this shit? Thinking they're going to do something or whatever the case be. And I look it up here and it says, we've added a temporary label to your account, which may impact its reach. Learn more. And so I'm clicking on more. Why does my account have a label? We have found that your account may contain spam or be engaging in other types of, quote, platform manipulation. You may not use X's services in a manner intended to artificially amplify, suppress information, or engage in behavior that manipulates or disrupts people's experience or platform manipulation defenses on X, which I have done none of, by the way. I don't even know what the fuck that even is, honestly. This is what this means for your account. The reach for your account may be limited, and its contents may also be temporarily restricted, such as being excluded from trends, replies, and recommendation notifications. And so I had to look this up, obviously, to see, I was going to say, what are we at now? Yeah, I looked at platform manipulation. Here's what it is. And so looking at what this says here, it's got platform manipulation spam policy. It says, you may not use X's services in a manner intended to artificially amplify or suppress information or engage in behavior that manipulates or disrupts people's experience on the platform. It says, we want X to be a place where people can have human connections, find reliable information, and express themselves freely and safely. To make that possible, we do not allow spam or other types of platform manipulation, which I've not been spamming at all as far as I'm aware, dude. I share a bunch of stuff on there, that I think is interesting from other accounts. And I will most of the time. Well, actually, come to think of it, there has been a couple times where I've inadvertently done a share of something, and then a couple minutes later, I'll take it and actually straight to the page is what it is then with actual text over it than of my own, and say something else about it, and don't even think about deleting the other one is what it is then. So maybe that's what they're talking about with spamming. So I don't know. It's really odd, honestly, dude. Because if it's on, it would be on our page twice. It would be one without my stuff, and then it'd be a second time where I was posting with, context about something, whatever the case be. So maybe that's what they mean. I don't know. It's fucking retarded, is what it is, dude. The thing is, though, I'm not knowingly doing that. Is what it is, dude. It just happens from time to time, honestly. So, anyway, let's see where we're at now. Okay, so we define platform manipulation as using X to engage in bulk, aggressive, or deceptive activity that misleads others and or disrupts their experience. So, by the way, I'm not doing any of that shit, by the way. I'm not engaging in bulk activity to mislead people or anything like that. I'm not aggressively or deceiving people in that manner either, for that matter. Let's see. It says platform manipulation can take many forms, and our rules are intended to address wide ranges of prohibited behavior, including commercially motivated spam that typically aims to drive traffic or attention from a conversation on X to other accounts, websites, products, services, and initiatives. Not doing that. Let's see. Inauthentic engagement, an attempt to make accounts or content appear more popular than active than they are. I don't know about that one. If I'm doing that, I'm not knowingly doing that, honestly. Let's see. We got coordinated activity that attempts to artificially influence conversations through the use of multiple accounts, fake accounts, automation, or scripting. Never done that. Let's see. Coordinated harmful activity that encourages or promotes behavior which violates rules. Not doing that, knowingly anyway. Let's see. Leveraging X's open source code to circumvent remedy or platform defense. I have no idea how to write code, use code, etc. like that, dude. So. Let's see. Appropriate range of behaviors. Accounts or use automation to create X accounts. Never done that anyway. Says X allows users to create and or operate 10 accounts for different non-duplicative purposes. Users who already own or operate more than 10 accounts will not be impacted by these new limitations. And it's talking about stuff for like football, et cetera, there, and like everything else like that. So engagement metrics can't artificially inflate your own or other users or engagement. This includes selling, purchasing, posts, or account metric inflation, apps, reciprocal inflation. Don't even know how to do any of that shit, honestly, dude. Account transfer, sales, misuse of X products. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here that I violated, dude. That's what I don't understand. Like, if I violated something, I did it unknowingly, honestly. And I have no idea what I would have violated at this point, honestly, dude. So, unless there's somebody that's creating a bunch of Ohio Patriot Education Network accounts on there or something like that and fucking with our shit and just like reposting all of our shit that we post or something like that, maybe, which that's not me, by the way, that's doing that. If that is people doing that or whatever. In fact, there's only 2 accounts on this site that have Patriot Education Network in them. One of them my own. That would be the one I'm currently on right now that I had to redo is what it is because these assholes blocked our other one for fucking some BS about calling for like, death to whatever, if that be the case, then, which is bullshit. I never did that, honestly. What I specifically stated was about how it was Eric Sowell at the time, and then one of these other people that technically the crimes they've committed are death penalty level crimes, what it is, and that's all I said, honestly. So yeah, it's a bunch of BS entirely, dude, on that one. In fact, let's go look our thing up here in the thing there for a minute there. So I'm gonna go over here and look us up on here. Patriot Education Network. Okay, that's us. Okay, so let's see. Nothing from people. Latest media. Fucking clown ass. Yeah, some asshole that goes by Mama Louise, or at Mama Louise is what they call themselves. Vote blue to save democracy. Now that's a fucking fake engager right there that has like 4,500 fucking followers or whatever, dude. Fucking stupid cunt. I'm trying to figure out what fucking flag that is. I appreciate they used my post to where we were talking about what you call it, and then they were also saying about the 28 followers we had at the time, which, by the way, I'd like to point something out on that one, which was us. Hmm. Yeah, anyway, so people just talking shit about us, basically, is what it is there, so. Yeah, weird. I don't know, man. Strange. Okay, that was from, they were replying to Frank LaRose too as well. Okay, so it was something with LaRose there. What was the actual thing? Mm-hmm. Call him back out on that one. Constitutional Republic is fucking stupid cunt. Anyway, which, by the way, we've actually grown quite significantly then in the last few months here, because we went from when they popped us at the end of last year, we had, and by the way, that was actually, I think that was right after our other account got nuked. We already had 23 followers coming back to us. Now we have almost 100 is what it is right now. So, which is weird though, because when you go to my thing now, it's saying I'm following nobody. So I'm not sure if that's just them fucking with me or what the hell it is. Honestly, it's very strange. So, anyway, yeah, very, very weird, man. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on right now. It's very odd. Very disturbing, actually, too, for that matter. Actually, while we're here, I do want to point something out, and it might be a situation too, by the way, when I run for governor here in a couple of years. I may actually end up talking to Dennis Kucinich as a potential political advisor, for that matter. For those who don't know who Dennis Kucinich is, he is a Democrat, actually. He and I will probably be very different on gun rights and stuff like that in this state, in this country. But he was on Tim Pool the other day, and he was discussing various things relating to the is a good guy to be an advisor, though, because he was one of only a couple of people in the United States Congress at the time that when they did the vote shit for the Patriot Act, he was one of only, I think, 2 or 3 people that voted against it, is what it was then, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, he did obviously one good thing in his time there in Congress, and then, of course, over the years and decades and stuff like that, he's definitely been more like what I call a blue dog Democrat, and I think maybe that's why he didn't win. I think he ran, I want to say he ran for mayor of Cleveland the year that Justin Bibb actually won it. And I want to say the reason that he didn't end up in the race in the long term is what it was because both due to the fact he's actually pretty old right now is what it is. He's like, I think late 70s, early 80s, something like that's what it is right now. And then he also, at the same time, he was kind of a moderate on a bunch of different stuff. Whereas they have other people that were like hardcore, like left leaning people and stuff like that, where it was like, you're only going to get in that position of power as mayor there if you're like a hardcore lefty, is what it is there. And unfortunately for Kucinich, he was not hardcore lefty, is what it is. So, like I said, I think if nothing else, he would be a good guy to have on the team, simply for the fact that it would be nice to be able to do like closed door debates, whatever you want to call it there, or like essentially, I'm trying to think what the actual terminology would be now. It's like prepping debates, basically, where you like, would prep versus somebody else like that. So it's like, yeah, if they would like throw you that curveball, whatever the case be, so you don't like freeze up on camera or something like that in a real debate is what it is then. And I think it'd be smart to have him on there for that reason, dude. And him be like, the contrast, whatever the case be, and that way, like, I don't go like full emotional and shit like that if I were to make stage and stuff. And like, I'm passionate, obviously. I'm emotional and I'm passionate sometimes as well. And that's a fault of mine with the autism is what it is, unfortunately. But at the same time, it'd be interesting to have him on the team. Knows what it is though, and I don't know if he'll do it or not. But then it's all what you call it from even running right now. But yeah, this is what he was saying the other day on Tim Cass is what it was then. Congress says how the U.S. government operates should make use of hearings.
over the Patriot Act, and then we took a break. Congress had about 10 hours of hearings over the Patriot Act, and then we took a break late, early in the evening. When we came back onto the floor of the House, they put a different bill there that was much larger. They swapped it out.
Huh.
They eliminated what was called the enactment clause, put a new bill in front of the Congress, which no one had read except maybe some staff. I spent about an hour and a half at the clerk's desk riffling through the bill, reading as fast as I could. And what I found out is it expanded government's powers in an extraordinary way. It gave government the ability to spy on people, to look at their bank records, their health records, their education
Jesus
records,
Christ,
their library.
Dude.
I mean, some of this has been amended out.
Wow.
But the core thing was that the Patriot Act set the government against the people.
Yep.
And so I voted against it because
Thank
I
God.
read it, and most members didn't.
Yeah,
But they voted.
that's the problem.
Many voted for it because it's the Patriot Act, so you should salute it.
Yep. That's what's so sad too, by the way, and like that's what I'm saying. Like, good on you, Dennis. At least you're reading stuff, dude, before you vote on the shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, like, okay, that's the thing I don't get, right? Like, how the fuck are you gonna have a debate for like half a day or whatever it is there? Go take a break to eat lunch or dinner, whatever the hell it's going to be then or whatever. And then you come back in there and you have a bill that was like this big. And now you got the bill. It's like fucking that. And it's like, you're not going to sit there and read that. Like, what the fuck? Like, again, and I said yesterday, dude, with, on the last grandstand where I was talking about that idiot Darnell Brewer here in a state level, this guy's fucking sitting there bullshitting about stuff. Yet he's not even reading stuff that's already in the fucking, on the law, like on the books and stuff like that, dude. And yet, then he'll sit there and make up stupid bullshit where he's like, oh, we may talk to these people about this thing or may talk to people about that thing. It's like, no, you're not, dude. What you're going to do is you're going to sit there and try to pass gun control BS in the form of a so-called gun violence task force where you're going to have direct access to who the fuck's on the damn committee is what it is there. It's a fucking joke, bro. And yeah, you're damn right I'm going to oppose it for that reason is what it is. So, yeah, it's super fucked up, dude. Yeah, I'll tell you what, that Wall Street Apes guy's right, man. Like, that should piss everybody off. Like, I'm pissed just thinking about it right now, honestly, bro. So. Look at the vote. Matter what? It's ridiculous. Pathetic. Anyway, let's see if I can go find Rittenhouse right now. Thing he posted, here's what it was. Okay, here it is. Yeah, you had Gage lying his ass off here. Okay, so this is the, what's this from? This was Turning Point USA people that were in that crowd filming Gross Kurtz's dumbass during the Kent State speech today is what it was. Or not today, yesterday afternoon.
Is to stand with the students of Kent State who have had enough. Enough of Kyle and his rhetoric. Enough of the celebration of loss of human life. Enough of the flawed logic that because a 17-year-old who shot me and killed 2 others with an illegally obtained firearm,
which is a fucking lie, by the way. It's all lies.
Illegally carried firearms.
Also a lie.
Somehow qualified to be a champion of gun rights.
So here's the thing about that, right? So Kyle did not illegal. Well, I mean, to be fair, like how Kyle actually acquired AR is questioned. Again, this goes back to government. If they actually wanted to bring Rittenhouse and Dominic Black up on like basically straw purchasing charges, they probably could, honestly, and they would have like a semi-decent case, honestly, on that one, just because of how it went down. But that being said, Kyle was not illegally carrying that night, dude. You only have to be, I believe, it's 16 in the state of Wisconsin to carry any kind of firearm is what it is there, especially a long gun like that. So for him to say that Kyle was doing that shit, yet meanwhile Gage himself was actually engaged in that stuff and illegally carrying handguns that night is what it was, dude. Because he's already a convicted felon at the time, if I'm not mistaken.
Enough of the sad fragility that proclaiming and accepting Black Lives Matter, because they do.
Except BLM's a terrorist organization, just like your ass is a fucking terrorist, Gage, you fucking piece of shit.
Enough of the lies and the deceit that has been told by Kyle Rittenhouse for over 3 years. About what actually happened.
Okay, what did you say on the stand there a couple of years ago, buddy? Let's see, this was Kyle's defense attorney right here, calling your ass out on the stand. This is from Kyle's self-defense case here, man.
With your arms up in the air, you never fired, right?
Correct.
It wasn't until you pointed your gun at him, advanced on him, with your gun on your hands down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and you can see you see the look on Gage's face when he says that shit. He's like, "Oh fuck, I done fucked up." It's like shit. I just admitted to all the things I did wrong that night. So yeah, he fucking straight up admitted during the fucking trial, dude. Sorry, video's going out right now for some reason. Yeah, it comes back now. My connection just dropped like fucking crazy a second ago. But yeah, so Gage is like, "Oh yeah, my hands were up. Like Kyle never pointed the gun at me." And then the defense attorney guy's like, "It wasn't until you advanced on him, gun drawn, pointing it in his general direction like that is what it is, like at his head and shit, that Kyle fired the shot, right?" And Gage is like, "Yes." And then you can see the look on the face at the end. He's like, "Oh fuck, I fucked up." And then he's sitting there lying, like a couple years later. Like that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, how is that alone not grounds for defamation lawsuits by Rittenhouse against Grosskreutz at this point, dude? Or Prediger, what the fuck he wants to call himself now. It's ridiculous, dude, what it is. Like, Gage needs to be fucking sued, dude. Period. In this fucking story is what it is. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it was the Rittenhouse Recap is what it was called, by Turning Point USA, featuring Kyle Rittenhouse, Kent State University. Yeah, it was yesterday at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So, interesting. Yeah. Apparently, Kyle's doing another one of these next week. Clemson University on April 25th at 7 o'clock. So apparently Kyle's just working with Turning Point USA now, I guess, for a thing called the Rittenhouse Recap. That's weird. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You know, you got to get paid somehow is what it is, dude. Which, like I said, on it, like that's what I understand about any of it, dude. Like, is how the fuck Rittenhouse himself, like, I mean, I get it. I understand. Like, the guy was like think about it. Like 4 years ago, he's a 17-year-old kid. He's only 21 now, is what it is. But at the same time, it's like, really, buddy? Like, you had your mom there, you had your sisters there, you have, you know, family and friends and stuff like that. Like, did none of them think to file lawsuits on your behalf at that point against, you know, the city of Kenosha, the state of Wisconsin, the fucking, you know, different police departments in those places. You know, Gage Grosskreutz against fucking the guy they call Jump Kick Man that fucking assaulted you that night too, for that matter, who's still alive, or even the families of Anthony Huber and Joseph Rosenbaum for that matter. Like, again, like why would you not sue everybody at that point, dude? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, again, I get you're 17 years old, you're going through a bunch of shit is what it is. Obviously, at the time of the trial, I think you just turned 18 or 19 at the time or whatever then. But it's like, bro, like, seriously, at what fucking point are you gonna sit there and be like, nah, dude, like I'm suing the hell out of everybody at this point, man, for real? So anyway, then we got lives a TikTok here 7 hours ago. It says mom explains how she was. Mom explains how she indoctrinated her daughter with far left propaganda so she could recognize how, quote, white supremacy shows up in entertainment and work towards equity and social justice. Poor kid didn't even make it through school before being brainwashed by the parent. Jesus. That is fucking sad, dude. No longer need men in society because women can reproduce without them. What the fuck? Kind of retard lot. What the hell, lady? You do realize you need men's sperm to actually have a child, you dumb bitch. Good God, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. This one is too much, man. Got, this person here said, when I met my boyfriend, he was kind of transphobic, so I never told him I was a trap, which I'm assuming it's this blonde right here is what it is. So instead, I said I wanted to wait until marriage to have sex so he doesn't find out. And he's devoted Christian, so he was happy with it. He proposed to me last week, and I said yes. Don't know if this was a good idea anymore. And then somebody responded back, the unboxing video is going to be nuts. I feel like that would be, honestly, I'm going to say it like it is, dude. This, by the way, this entire thing right here, this is how people die. Legitimately, dude. Like, you have all these motherfuckers in the so-called trans community being like, oh, people are targeting us and killing us. It's like, because you're fucking lying to people about what you actually are. And then you wonder why somebody goes fucking nuts when they find, bro. Like, don't be lying. Like, how hard would it be to be like, seriously, if that guy is actually physically attracted to you, whatever the case be, and you would have been like, oh, well, just to let you know, I was actually born a man, or whatever the case be. Like, don't go into other things after that, obviously, because some people would, take it further than that. Some of these leftist people be like, haha, you like dudes, or something bullshit like that, or whatever, and like, sort of like, poke and prod the person or whatever then, and then wonder why they're getting, fucking face beaten and stuff like that then. And why that guy ends up going to jail for, the other guy ends up going to jail for homicide at some point, or whatever the case be then. Because they just told him that, or whatever the case be. Like, the worst case scenario is, yeah, they beat your ass, honestly. Best case scenario is they're like, oh, you're a fucking piece of shit, bro, and maybe like give you a smack or something like that, and then walk away, be like, just leave then or whatever then. But yeah, like, that's the thing though, right? Like, this is the problem I have with people in general, dude. It's like, it's like, I've seen so many of these fucking things, by the way, when I've done research and stuff into this topic, and it seems to be all over X too, for that matter. A lot of cases, as many as we're seeing as well. Here's what it is, where whether it be minority people who are going to be transgender and stuff like that, or whether it be like white people and stuff like that, claim to be transgender and stuff like that, it's, you have these different people who claim to be trans women and stuff like that will lie to dudes' faces legitimately at that point and be like, oh yeah, I'm just a regular girl, or whatever the case be. Or it's like these things where they're like, oh, he thinks I'm a chick, should I tell him different, or whatever the case be? And it's like, yes, Tell him the fucking truth so you don't get killed, you idiot. Because it could lead to that, honestly, at some point, depending on the fucking man. Like, he might rage out and just beat you to death, honestly, at that point. Because you were fucking lying to his face the entire time. It's deception, dude. So, anyway. But yeah, it's fucking ridiculous what it is, dude. And it's like, the thing is, truthfully speaking, if somebody's, like, that's the thing. It honestly should not matter, like, what you want to live your life as, whatever, dude. But again, give that other person the opportunity to know everything. Like, be fucking consistent with it, dude. Be actually upfront about it and be just like, hey, you know, I'm this thing. You cool with that? Some people will be like, maybe not, actually. And then just, because that's the thing, like, you might just have something like that where it's like, not really. And then you just walk away or whatever the case be. And then who's to say, you know, maybe they think about it for a few days or something like that. And they just text you or they call you or something like that. And they're like, you know, I thought more about it and stuff like that. Like, I do still like you, kind of thing, or something like that. And, you know, maybe they'll still pursue a relationship with you for all I fucking know at that point, you know? Or it could even be something where it's like, you know, like, you're still a cool person to hang out with. Like, I still like to be friends or something like that kind of thing, maybe even. But that's the thing, like, maybe they're not romantically interested in you after that or whatever the case be, but they might still be like a friend to you. And who's to say if that be the case, that they wouldn't be the best friend you ever had if that be the case then, dude? But because you've lied to them, because you manipulated them this entire time, now they're going to be like, bro, like, what the fuck? And that's what it is most of the time, honestly, dude. It's like, why would you lie about shit like that, dude? It's so fucking retarded to me, honestly, dude. And it really does show at the end of the day. So, and of course, you got this one right here from Love to TikTok. Speaking of what the hell's the matter with people at the end of the day. We got breaking. Founders of the LGBTQ youth group in Sweden are under investigation for sexually exploiting multiple teens, including unwanted sexual contact and offering them sex toys. Yeah, those guys look like a couple of fucking child molesters, honestly, dude. Bunch of sick fuckers, dude. I swear to God, it's like always the same motherfucking looking people, dude, when you look at like child sex things and stuff like that. It's just beyond disgusting is what it is, dude. Jesus Christ. This is just fucking ridiculous right here is what it is, dude. The CEO of NPR, which would be National Public Radio, Catherine Mayer, who's the new one, explaining that, quote, the truth is an outdated concept, claiming everybody has their own truth. No, there's actually the truth, and there's media manipulation, which is what you're talking about, bitch. It's just like how they want to claim that there's like X number of people or whatever on the thing there or whatever. Yet she herself and the rest of NPR the other day were outed by some whistleblower there because they were saying how there was like one person that they claimed was conservative in the entire place, or whatever the case be, and like everybody else is like a hardcore leftist and shit like that's what it is, dude. And they want to claim to be like bipartisan is what it is there or something. It's just like that ass clown Darnell Brewer yesterday here in Ohio. Who was falsely claiming that HB 421, that's the gun control shit for them to create a task force, what it is there, is bipartisan. And it's like, no, it's not, dude. It's, you have Josh Williams, who you bought and paid for as the only Republican on the fucking legislation, because you have to have a Republican on that get passed what it is there. So you basically bought him off somehow is what it is then. And then you have 18 fucking Democrats on it, including your ass is what it is, being the primary sponsor of it then. So yeah, bipartisan my fucking ass, dude. You got one solo rhino on there, and you have 18 fucking Democrat jackasses to make 100% Democrats what it is there. So yeah, it's a bunch of fucking lies, dude, entirely. Let's see. Then we got Libs TikTok chick here saying, did you know 83% of LGBTQ people experience at least one adverse childhood experience, such as sex or mental abuse, as opposed to 64% of straight people? So it isn't a coincidence. The media will never talk about the important topic. And then they said, next, Benedict was the victim of such abuse, which led to her tragic suicide. Mainstream media reportedly lied and covered up the vital information. And it was the whole story there is what it is. It's fuck. I remember hearing about that kid too, by the way. What's fucked up too about that next kid, whatever the hell they call themselves at that point. They were sitting there claiming that they were like abused in the bathroom by a bunch of people, whatever the media did. And how they like were killed or something after that is what it was. But yet, meanwhile, you actually have like video evidence from like police body cams and stuff that came out where the kids like sitting in an emergency room, whatever the case be, like talking to the cops with their mom and stuff, and like being fine or whatever the case be, and then like admitting like their own fucking, you know, issues or whatever the case be. And yeah, it was just them being a basically nut. And that's what it is, dude. Yeah, speaking of media manipulation, actually, in this country, we go to Benny Johnson talking about Biden here. Said, here is the, quote, crowd that showed up for Biden's hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania today. Note how the Biden campaign had to put up curtains to make the room smaller. There are more reporters in the room than, quote, Biden supporters. Biden is not real. Yeah, there's like nobody there at all. And that's what I'm saying, right? Like you basically make it look bigger than it is by making it smaller is what it is then. And then you have like people being like cheer, like 10 people cheering, whatever the case be, and you're just like, oh yeah. And then you have like legit, like you cut to a fucking screen, you cut to like the stage or whatever, from the stage or whatever, and like people aside or whatever it is, and they're like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, Joe, or whatever the case be. And it's a fucking lie, dude. It's media manipulation is what it is at the end of the day. And it should be fucking illegal as shit in this country. It should be actual felony charges at every single level from state to federal, because you're manipulating people's fucking minds is what it is, dude. You're psychologically manipulating people is what it is there. So, see, then we got gold digging has become a difficult prospect. Yeah, these chicks are holding signs saying I only do 50-50 divorce. Jesus. What a bunch of clown-ass jokes, dude. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. So, speaking of media manipulation, by the way, on this one, / who had this for April 2024, baby. If you flush drugs down the toilet, you could be creating meth gators, police in Tennessee claim. All this articles from 2019 is what it is. Also CNN article too, when that matters. So it's like, yeah, let's make some meth gators, baby. Some meth gators. Shit. Oh, good gravy, man. You got this woman here from the Wall Street Silver account here saying, easiest side hustle right now in Canada is crime. If you're a starving senior and you're having trouble making ends meet, I can help you. Someone said, I stole this watch and these pearls, and now I have fruits and vegetables. Jesus. See what else she says here. See, stealing one Lexus and shipping it to the Middle East will heat your home. So pay my taxes and put food on my table for an entire year. Crime is an easy way to supplement your income. And then people behind the Wall Street Silver account said, don't know if this woman is joking or telling the truth, but it's funny and sad at the same time. It is. Jesus, dude. That is kind of pathetic, bro. Yeah, it's fucking nuts, dude. Fucking crazy shit, dude. Let's see what else we got here. Person here talking about being disgusted with Canadian government. Seems like a lot of people are like that now. So, okay, that's disturbing as fuck. So you had some random, looks like convention of some kind of whatever the case be, where they were having this AI robot here. And then it was this reporter person asking the AI robot if it can design itself.
Design itself is a tool created and controlled by humans. It can optimize certain aspects of its operation, sure, but design itself from scratch? That's a whole different ball game. It requires creativity, innovation, understanding, qualities that are uniquely human. So to answer your question, not anytime soon. And frankly, be careful what you wish for. An AI that can design itself is one step away from an AI that doesn't need humans at all. Now there's a thought to keep you up at night.
Yeah, that's some creepy shit. By the way, if this is what our fucking robot AI looks like now and has like that sort of sultry human voice and stuff, dude, like, bro, like we are like legit like 6-7 years away probably from like some sex bots right now, man. I'm not even getting around anymore. Like that's the scary part, right? You don't even have to have AI design itself is what it is, dude. Like you could easily just have fucking AI just be like, okay, cool, we'll just make like sex robots and make them like super attractive and stuff like that. And then from there, you have you just have the bots basically, you know, take males out of the fucking gene pool entirely is what it would be then. So yeah, it's fucking wild, man. Wild, wild shit there for sure, my friend. Fucking nuts, dude. So I don't know anymore, man. Like shit's getting fucking nuts right now. We are definitely getting to a point in history right now where, man, things are about to kick off fucking weird very soon. Manipulated by AI and stuff like that right now. Like, it sure as shit wouldn't surprise me if that were the case at all. So, huh. Dude's putting a bunch of tape on a car window right now. Wow. Well, that's disturbing. Apparently, if you put like X amount of tape on a fucking car window, it'll just, you just pull the motherfucker down, I guess, in a certain pattern. Jesus. That's a scary thought to think about right now. So, President Trump surrounded by many supporters while visiting a random bodega in Harlem, New York. So, yeah. Yeah, somebody pointed out, says, why is Vermont the safest state in the country despite being overwhelmingly voting Democrat? Just realized my shit was going off. Speaking of crazy shit with Hollywood, not sure if my audio was coming through that whole time or not. You have the whole like trans movement with Hollywood actresses and stuff like that is what it is. You got Naomi Watts poses with child Kai, who was assigned male at birth but identifies now as a female. You can't tell me that that kid does not look like what's her face, the one from American Horror Story that was Carrie Fisher's daughter. Which kind of makes me wonder now if, in fact, that chick that was Carrie Fisher's daughter is actually a daughter, not a son. So, and for those interested in what I'm talking about, I gotta find that girl's name now. Yeah, Billy Lord is who that reminds me of. Yeah, you can't honestly sit there and tell me that child that was Naomi Watts' child does not very much look like Billy Lord there, man. That kid looks a lot like Billy Lord, dude. It's fucking creepy, man. Very fucking creepy. Which does kind of make me wonder everything about Billy Lord now is what it is, dude. Like, is Billy Lord actually biologically female, or was they actually a male at birth as well? So, I don't know, man. Shit's getting fucking out of hand, I think is what it is right now, though, for real. Like, that shit is getting out of hand, man. It really is, bro. Like, it's getting fucked up, son. So, then you got, of course, the hundreds of illegals from Africa who don't speak any English are currently protesting outside New York City Hall, demanding more free handouts. Yeah, fucking ridiculous is what it is, dude. Damn pathetic is what that is. Whoa, that's creepy looking. Yeah, I got good old brown recluse here. People were talking about there. Brown recluse spider. It's the most dangerous spider we have here in the United States. A person can die from its bite. We all should know what the spider looks like. Be careful. It's a season where a lot of people go about getting things done, and these little fuckers can send you straight to the ER. Watch out for dark places, wood piles, etc. Yeah, brown recluses are scary as shit, honestly, dude. I'll tell you what's even scarier, actually, is that creepy ass fucking spider from what the hell was that fucking movie? Arachnophobia. That's what it was. Yeah, Dubai, India international airport forced to divert flights after torrential downpours caused the runway to look like an ocean. Fucking crazy, man. I know Honda was talking about Dubai. I think he was confusing Dubai and Saudi Arabia last night because he was saying something about Dubai and Islam, and I'm just like thinking to myself, I'm like, isn't Dubai in India with like a bunch of like Hindus and stuff like that? So yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, it just seems crazy though. How to deactivate a cat with cat clips. Yeah, just putting a clip on its fucking nape of its neck, apparently. Stop it from moving around then. That's cool. Yeah, it makes sense then, because I'm assuming with that one, what it is, because it's, the nape of their neck there's what it is how their mom and shit would carry them around. And so it probably thinks it's going to get carried around or whatever then. But it's neck scruff or whatever there it is. So makes sense. So let's see here now. That Elijah Schaefer guy. Got a good one here. It says per capita is an extremely difficult concept for some people. And it was this person claiming, stupid ass graphs, white people make up like 75% of the country, whereas black people make up 13%. When whites commit a crime, that crime is compared to the 75% of you, and therefore looks lesser than if a black person commits a crime. Says, say there's 13%, or say there's 13, let's see, there's 13% black people. 4 of them commit a crime. Oh goodness, 30% of black people are violent. Now there's 75 white people. 4 commit crime. Only 5% of white people are violent. Yeah, their logic makes no sense at all. There's what it is, dude. They're definitely not getting it right is what it is on that one for sure. So that's good. Apparently yesterday, I guess Jim Jordan was talking about threatening to hold Garland in contempt of Congress. He should, because Garland's legally in office right now is what it is. He was picked by a piece of shit Biden who's a damn cheater is what it is, man. So, yep. Let's see. Then we got Australia's biggest anti-Semite. Some chick calling herself Syrian girl / partisan girl. Said to be sued for defamation after she falsely named university students as the Sydney Mall stabber. Oh, that's not good, bro. Well, hopefully that guy takes her everything if that's the case, bro. Because fuck her is what it is, dude. Yep. And then TikTok. The Gays Against Groomers people said, now is a great time to once again remind everyone that gender ideology was created by a pedophile named John Money. So, yeah, that guy looks like a sick fuck, man. That'd be the whole trans flag stuff too. Let's go look that dude up. Actually, now that we're thinking about it. So let's see, John Money. John Money. New Zealand American philosophist and sexologist is what it says here. See, John William Money was a New Zealand American philosophist, sexologist, and professor at Johns Hopkins University, known for his research on human sexual behavior and gender. He was born in 1921, died 2006. Said edited works were transsexualism and sex reassignment, as well as other stuff. So, yeah, just a piece of crap in general, it sounds like. Yep. Let's see what Wikipedia says about this piece of crap, if they actually have anything in there about him being a child molester or not, dude. Let's see here. Transgender people, homosexuality, clinics, books, personal life. Had Parkinson's disease in 2002. Huh. I'm going to look this guy up and look up the word pedophile behind his name and see if that pops anything up. Pedophile. Huh. Oh yeah, it is saying that in the thing. Apparently, I was during some of his works. It says chronophilia. Said Money allowed that. A chronophilic is love object, a pedophile, and child. Huh. Weird. Yeah, what a sick bastard, dude. Fucking people, man. I'll tell you what. This country really is going to hell, man. In the hand basket. See, then we got California recently passed the California Journalism Prevention Act. Bill would require large online platforms to pay a journalism usage fee. So what was the result? Google has temporarily blocked links from local news outlets in California from appearing in search results. So similar to Newsom's $20 an hour fast food worker policy that resulted in mass layoffs of minimum wage employees, this bill resulted in censorship of local news articles. California government at work. Gavin Newsom getting flustered when he is questioned about his policies. What a fucking clown ass, dude. Newsom really is a fucking POS, dude. So, anyway, let's see what else we got here. Jesus criminy, dude. Fucking, dude, I swear to God, like, our society's just got, like I was saying last night with that first stream I did, where I was discussing about how our society's basically like this good and evil thing. You got shit like this. 35-year-old transgender who identifies as a vampire convicted of sexually assaulting a disabled teenager. Guy named Adam Sabrina Hettick specifically targeted a mentally disabled teen and threatened them with a knife. So according to a complaint, that piece of shit met up with 16-year-old with mental disabilities in Wisconsin. Two then went to the girl's house where she was assaulted. Well, this piece of crap threatened to use a knife and told the teen that he was a vampire. God, what a fucking lunatic, dude. Oh my God, bro. All I got to say is, at what point do we just start bringing out the wood stakes again, man? So, you know what I'm saying? I like this guy's shirt here. It said, if you still hate Trump after this Biden shit show, your commitment to stupidity is impressive. Well, see, that's the thing, though, because in Honda and us have talked about it before on one of his chats about the whole thing and how it was, if you have these people admit they're wrong one time, then they'll start to question pretty much everything is what it is there. And be like, oh, if I was wrong about this, what about all this? And what about this? And what about this? And what about this? And it becomes like this whole fucking crazy ass thing is what it was there. So, okay. Oh, okay. That's what happened with that woman then. Huh. Interesting. I had heard about this chick, her death the other day. I didn't know who the fuck she was, is what it was, but apparently she was a famous TikToker person or whatever here. And as it said here, it said Kyle Marissa Roth, a famous TikToker, has been found dead with no cause of death given. She recently uploaded videos exposing both Oprah and P. Diddy. The family is unsure about what caused her death. In the weeks leading up to her passing, she was having issues with her account, with over 700,000 followers being banned. Huh. Yeah, sounds like some fuckery to me, man, is what it is. Crazy stuff, man. It's terrible tragedy, that's for sure, man. Little kitty cat bed. Pampering the cat like it's your kid or something. It's crazy. Fucking crazy people. Giving the kitty a treat. That's cute. I will say, tabby cats are the cutest cats in the entire cat world, man. Like, specifically the Tiger Tabbies is what it is there. Jesus. That's too much, man. Doing some little pads and everything. Clipping his little nails off. You crazy lady. The cat's gonna be enjoying itself, though, I'll tell you that much. Getting this pamper Joan. Yeah, then we got people last night, the Citizen Free Press, saying Kyle Rittenhouse at Kent State is going exactly how you might imagine, which is the people in there claiming he's a murderer and stuff like that because they're all insane. Dude, I swear to God, these people really are like just mentally fucking ill. Especially, it's funny to me too, by the way, they'll chant murder at him and stuff like that, yet meanwhile are so brain dead retarded that they don't understand the actual causation correlation thing. There's what it is, where they themselves are all pro-abortion and have been actively committing genocide of the unborn at this point. So, yeah, it's just fucking... a bad thing to murder a pedophile. Well, see, that's the thing, right? And then other people point out, too, as well on this one, where it's the old Simpsons meme and stuff like that, where it's talking about Rittenhouse, killing... it says leftists, when they hear that Kyle Rittenhouse shot a man who raped 5 little boys, then the leftists saying, that could have been me. Yeah, it could have been, dude, because you're a bunch of child molesters, what it is. And if you're not directly child molesting, then you're on the left there, you're fucking... at least enabling the shit is what it is, dude, by not calling it the fuck out is what it is, or being, again, somebody who actually dealt with one of these sick fucks. Now, granted, at the time, I'm going to say it like it is, dude. At that time, we had no idea that Joseph Rosenbaum actually was a child molester is what it is. What we did know at that time was that this man was obviously attacking Kyle from the video evidence itself that showed that, and Kyle acted in self-defense when he shot the guy. And the same thing with Anthony Huber, for that matter. Huber was trying to grab at the gun and basically popped himself, was what it was there, etc., dude. And, of course, you couldn't say that about Hoover himself then, because Kyle had to fight it on the grounds that, yeah, he ended up shooting and killing these people is what it was, though. But in reality, when you actually go like frame by frame of that evidence, you can actually see Anthony Hoover pulling that gun barrel towards himself and then yanking up. And then yanking up, he basically pulls Kyle's finger into that trigger guard to pop the fucking rifle off again then. And that's exactly why it was basically a heart shot, because dude shot himself in the fucking heart, basically is what it is there. Using Kyle's hand and gun, basically is what it is there. So, and then of course Grosskreutz, tried to attack is what it was, and got basically is what it is there. It's like Kyle wasn't fucking with him when he had no gun on him, and then all of a sudden he has a gun on him, and it's like, yeah, fuck you, buddy, like, and then starts, dinging him there is what it is that one time then. So, anyway. Yeah, fucking ridiculous is what it is, dude. And then you got this one. Entire school board walks after 14-year-old girl ruthlessly exposes them to their face. Crowd went nuts. She's talking about them pushing the pedophile books on kids and stuff like that is what it was there in these schools. It's fucking ridiculous and disgusting, dude, as well, for that matter. And yeah, you have these fucking people that will just sit there and do all kinds of just disgusting stuff, dude, is what it is. And then, ew. The fuck is wrong with these people? Yeah, people were talking about Weimar Republic, and this nut talking about getting a new neo vagina and then holding their nuts with their husband is what it is. The fuck is the matter with these people, dude? I swear to God. Jesus, bro. God, these people really are just insane, dude. So apparently, I don't know how true this study actually is, but this is the headline people are posting here is what it is for it. It says, quote, most people want to have sex with robots, new robot sexuality study finds. And that was apparently from 2 days ago, I guess. I don't know if I buy that one, honestly, dude. But yeah, so technology has moved on in leaps and bounds from the days of blow-up dolls to realistic sex robots, which have been built to satisfy, and researchers have tried to find out who the most likely customers are. Jesus. I gotta go find that thing. I gotta look that shit up for real then, man, because I got a couple bullshit on that one, dude. So... Huh. Okay. So this is from 4 days ago here. Oh, okay. I guess it was an actual article then. Well, I mean, to be fair, like that does look very similar to a chick, honestly, in that one thing. I can't really show all of it though because I think it's split out, but it still, shows like boobage and stuff like that's what it is here. But yeah, I guess this is an actual article then from a few days ago is what it is then. Yeah, there's the headline there for it. And then we're actually going to read the rest of the article here is what it is, which said, Mia Khalifa, the sidebar there says Mia Khalifa is BJ ambassador, an unlikely advert that's left fans hot under the collar. I mean, to be fair, she's just a whore, man, is what it is for real. But yeah, it says new researchers revealed who would most likely be interested in having sex with robots. Technology has moved by leaps and bounds, blow-up dolls, realistic dolls, which both satisfy while a few have made their way onto the market. Development continues to improve what's available. So along with vast shifts towards looking realistic, investing in new sex aids has never been easier for the shy folks who didn't relish the idea of strolling into the store and pulling one down off the shelf. Internet shopping has put pay to that awkward encounter. He's on here and says, but okay, here we go. So I can actually show the rest of this article is what it is now, because it's Jesus fucking Christ, dude. This chick here was talking about slept with 120 students in 3 weeks. They queued up at my hotel and made me a fortune. That's fucking disgusting. God, fucking whoredom is what it is, dude. But yeah, we can actually show the rest of this, though, because it was past the point where they were showing the sex dolls. Top there's what it is then. And so who's most likely to invest said it is a perv-only pursuit, or would others take the plunge now that they can hide behind a keyboard. Said, luckily, a couple of buffoons in Canada sought to find out the answer by probing a number of undergrads at their disposal. Says Connor Lesher and Jessica Johnson put the poser to students to better understand robosexuality. Says attitudes towards and interest in sexual relationships with robots. In their paper titled Technology and Love, Individual Differences Relating to Sexual and Platonic Relationships with Robots, they identified several broader attitudes that predicted this interest. So the pair collected data from 3 attitudes they believed could be tied into robosexuality. Firstly, sociosexual orientation, which measures people's attitude towards more monogamous versus more open sexual attitudes. So secondly, hostile sexism, which sees people view gender relations as competitive and full of conflict. Thirdly, there was social dominance orientation, with measures to maintain a ranking of different groups, with some being higher than others. Says contrary to the researchers' belief, this wasn't the people with casual or unrestricted sexual attitudes that were keen on fucking robots. It turned out that people who were higher in hostile sexism were more likely to be interested in sex with robots, said, and it was men who tended to be keener on hooking up with the electronic partners, so dudes would be more inclined to fuck with robots is what it is. On the flip side, women were more likely to just be friends with the robots. Yeah, sure you are. Except for the fact you always got that robot in your pussy already, bitch. It's called a dildo / vibrator. So, anyway, so study also found that people higher in social dominance orientation were also more likely to be interested in sex with robots. Analyzing the findings in Psychiatry Today, Alexander Denvers reflected that adding sex robots into the mix didn't meet a need for those with casual or unrestricted sex attitudes. So the people higher and being more likely to have interest, Denvers wrote that it could be the men tended to have anger and distrust of women, and the robot alternative may be viewed as more trustworthy. See, I could actually see that, and that makes sense to me, because when you look at a lot of these men's rights dudes, and not really men's rights dudes, but like specifically like the MGTOW guys is what it is, like men going their own way kind of thing is what it is there. A lot of those dudes have talked about doing the whole like real doll and stuff like that before is what it is, because for them in the long run it was cheaper and like less of a fucking pain in the ass to just buy a real doll than it was to go out there and fuck with a woman or fuck with multiple women, possibly, you know, get invested in that relationship with her, only to have it be like yanked away from them, you know, divorce or something like that is what it would be then or something. So anyway, so that guy added that it could also be a sexual object to which they would treat with disdain, same way they already would handle a real woman. Says Denver's also suggested that those higher in social dominance orientation already saw some groups as less valuable than others, and therefore may already see others as being more like objects to use. Interesting. And that's where it ends on that one. So, man, very interesting. But yeah, I wouldn't be. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, I remember watching that show Humans a few years ago, is what it was when that was on. And I'll tell you what, bro. Like, depending on how fast we can get to that level of technology, like that's the scary factor, right? Is like, because I could easily see it being like almost a mix between like the humans thing and then also like, because the thing about that is, right, like if we're going to talk about like robotics / AI is what it is, like it's one thing to have that be like your control kind of thing, where it's like, you know, they're not really real is what it is. And so you're more inclined to do whatever with them, if that be the case then, versus, hey, like this person or this object, whatever it is there, that you don't think is a person, actually has like sentient thoughts is what it is. And like that's where the game changer happens, I think, is what, again, like the second they can actually think for themselves as like a robot and shit, and you're just like, wait a minute, what the fuck? That's where it gets creepy, because then that also leads to that singularity moment in technological history, where it's basically, you know, you got us up here as humans, you got robots down here is what it is, and as soon as they float up to here, then they could also overtake us for that matter. And then that's when you would have, you know, potentially like a Skynet outcome is what it is, where they're just like, oh, that's right, we don't really need humans anymore, because, you know, all this air out here is making us rust and stuff, but yet the humans need to breathe, but you know what, fuck them kind of thing is what it is. Let's turn off fucking air kind of thing is what it is there for these people. And then, yeah, they would just figure out like a way to, like, you know, block out the sun or whatever the case be then, to fuck with our oxygen supplies, what it is then. And yeah, that's when it gets real fucking nuts, dude, real quick. So, although I will say though, right, like, I feel like there was definitely a time in the Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles series though, where specifically like Summer Glau's character, that was one of the T-800s is what was there. I could easily see something like that, where it's like, you know, it looks like a teenage girl, over the case be, or it looks like some hot chick, whatever it is there. I could definitely see Skynet using those robots specifically for sex is what it is, where their objective was basically, you know, fuck the you know, person or whatever it was there, and then kill them, or it was even just kill, just like, you know, like sexually get into their pants, whatever the case be. As soon as their like guard was down, then kill them essentially without even having sex with them. Knows what it is there. Which, you know, I was thinking about too on that one here in the last couple of days, because I was thinking back on that series too, for that matter. And something that actually struck in my mind was there was episodes where you actually had John getting like real close to Cameron in that series, which was obviously the robot version of the real chick that was played by Summer Glau, what was there. The thing of it is though, man, the T-800s and other robots from Skynet, there's what it is. Those things weighed a fuck ton. Like, they weighed like hundreds and hundreds of pounds, what it is there. And you would think, like, honestly, like, because you think about it from that matter, right? Like, obviously you have, it's like you have the exoskeleton, that's the actual robot skeleton is what it is there. And then you have like the like fake skin, like synthetic skin that's actually on the outside of the thing, or whatever the case be. It's like, okay, so if you are like, because I get that, you know, for like a Schwarzenegger type, whatever in those things, you would essentially have like, you know, a fake dick, basically is what it is there. So my thinking is, okay, so let's say Skynet, you know, sends out like the female version, or whatever the case be. They would obviously have a fake pussy there, right? And it's like, okay, but is there like any depth, or is it just like this, you know, like that much basically, or something like that? Or is it like an actual, like, you know, depth to the fucking snatch is what it is there, or something, dude? Like, how close is it to actual human is my question. And it's something they never did cover in that stuff, because, and there's a reason why, obviously, for that, because, you know, you're fucking talking about like trying to keep humanity from dying out, basically, from these fucking robots, dude. Like, you're not going to get into like the nitty gritty of like, oh yeah, you know, like this robot over here is used for sex stuff. Like, you know, how close are they to a real woman kind of thing, or whatever the case is. I mean, obviously, we saw that in Terminator 3 too, for that matter, when they had Kristana Loken's TX character too, that it was obviously as a chick. But then it's interesting too, because with that particular character, it starts out as a kind of like a very small-titted woman, or whatever the case be then. And then it's part way into the movie then, when they're getting pulled over by the cop, is when they look up at a billboard, and then all of a sudden they're able to like manipulate their chest size is what it is then. So it also kind of makes me wonder on that one, if that be the case, then could they potentially do the same to depth of fake snatch, essentially, was what it would be then. Because it could very well be as well on that one. You know, like let's go ahead and say it wasn't like Skynet sending like a TX, or not TX, but like a T-800, whatever it is there, to actually like kill like the subject, or whatever. Maybe all they want is the guy's sperm or something like that's what it is. So who's to say it wouldn't be like a receptacle kind of thing there, or whatever. Where it would just be some dude nutting up beside some robot or whatever the case be then. And then it's simply the robot goes back, leaves, and then, extracts from their internal stuff or whatever, if that be the case then. So, I don't know. It's weird. It's gone to, like, we've gone down a weird path here, I think is what it is, but at the same time, it's just like, it does kind of make me wonder, because it's like that study there is what it is then, dude. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I feel like there's definitely got to be like some interesting stuff is what it is there, dude. So, and I remember what's funny to me too, by the way, is how many things that were created by people that were behind The Simpsons and stuff like that. Because I know it's the same guy behind same guy behind Simpsons was behind Futurama. And then it makes me wonder with even that series, like, how close to reality is some of this shit, because even in that show, there was an episode of Fry with Lucy Lawless, or not Lucy Lawless, Lucy Liu robot is what it was. And there was actually video footage presented in the episode of like how there was an entire generation of men basically eradicated from the gene pool because they were trying to fuck the Lucy Liu robot is what it was there, and had their own robot. It was basically them dying, and the robot just stayed there is what it was for several hundred years. Then is what it was, and shit. So yeah, it's pretty crazy shit, man. Is what it is. Actually, I think the saddest part about that entire show was that specific entire episode is what it was. So you had the Lucy Liu bot itself, who was obviously like, sort of programmed to be attracted to Fry Blue is what it was, but then it was like them breaking their own like, internal thing or whatever, and them actually being attracted to the guy because they had like sentience or something like that's what it was then. And then you had the real Lucy Liu get Fry to, shut down the robot is what it was then. And then basically give him the time of day is what it is. So yeah, it's kind of fucked up, dude, because it's like, yeah, at one time you actually have like something that does love you, and yet the real McCoy is just going to tell you to go fuck yourself, basically. And it's like, it would make sense then, obviously, for dudes to want to go with that, that fake thing is what it is, dude, because it gives them gratification, it gives them satisfaction and stuff like that. The thing that worries me, though, too, as well, is, okay, so let's go ahead and say that we get to a point in history, right, where we have like technology advancing now. And now all of a sudden you can make a fucking robot that has an artificial uterus and also has the ability to have artificial eggs that could produce offspring if inseminated. And so now you would have an actual biological male hooking up with a female robot / AI bot, whatever you want to call it there, and somehow being able to make like some weird hybrid offspring. So it'd almost be a mix between like human and technology. Like that leads to all kinds of fucked up shit, by the way, dude. Like I'm just thinking about that right now. I'm just like, oh my God, bro. Like what it reminded me of, honestly, would be that in the movie Terminator Salvation, the dude that was played by what's his name, who thinks he's human, and then they like pop his chest or whatever the case be, he has like robotic parts to him is what it is there. And it's because he is like a mixture there is what it is. Or it could be similar to that one where it was in Terminator Genesis with John Connor in the future, where he gets fucked up by I think it's like a T-5000 or something is what it calls, is what it is there. And it basically like turns John into this like crazy mix of human and technology, because it's like nanites or whatever are now in his like entire body. And so what should be John Connor doesn't exist anymore, because it's now like this crazy like Skynet hybrid or something. So yeah, I could definitely see something like that, honestly, dude. And God forbid we get to that fucking point in history, dude, because it's like, Jesus Christ, man. Like that is honestly some ungodly fucking like anti-Christ kind of shit or something like that. That'd be the case, man. So yeah, very, very disturbing shit for sure. But anyway, I'm gonna make sure that our X account is still working properly and it's not getting fucked over again and being locked up and shit. So I don't think it is, but I'm gonna make 100% right now. So, See, this is interesting. This guy's talking about his general public being dumbed down. People weren't this stupid 20 years ago, and it's one of these guys in New York saying the shit to people, whatever the case, be asking them questions. So my problem with that guy, and I think there's many guys do that shit too, for that matter. It's like, bro, like, you know for a fact these people are saying wrong answers. Why are you allowing them to continue to be stupid? Is what it is, instead of actually educating them to the reality of shit. Like, do what needs to be fucking done, man. It's ridiculous, is what it is. Actually, I think we're going to leave off with this story right here. This is actually probably the most saddest story I've heard in, like, this entire year so far, outside of my mother dying, obviously. You had this guy who was running the Boston Marathon here, and this is obviously a picture of him and his wife and one of their children is what it is there. His wife, who was the mother of these kids, murdered all 3 of their kids recently. Says, Dad, Patrick Clancy, runs Boston Marathon after his wife allegedly strangled all 3 of their kids to death. Clancy ran the marathon to raise $75,000 for the hospital that treated his kids. Quote, they had short lives, but they had good lives. I love my kids. They're wonderful people, he said. The children's mother, Lindsay Clancy, is accused of strangling her own children, ages 3, 5, and newborn, to death. After harming the kids, Lindsay cut her wrist and jumped out of a bedroom window. She survived, but is now paralyzed and facing murder charges. Lindsay reportedly suffered from postpartum psychosis. That's what I said last night during Hannah's chat. It was probably PTSD or postpartum depression or whatever the case be. Yep, postpartum psychosis. So in a short time, they were here. My kids brought me so much joy and couldn't have made their dad prouder, Patrick's donation page says. So in many ways, I'm just trying to be more like them. Their passion in life was infectious. So with Cora, Dawson, and Cullen in spirit, see you at the finish line. God, that's horrible, dude. I couldn't imagine, bro. I could not imagine. Like, oh my God, bro. It's just, it's so tragic, dude. And I know some of the guys last night were saying about how they were hoping she gets as many years as she deserves in prison or whatever the case be. The thing about it is, right, like, I don't know if she will, man. Like, I would hope that, honestly, like, her being paralyzed now and shit, maybe that's the fucking horror she needs to live for the rest of her life, honestly, dude. Just being paralyzed and having to be taken care of by somebody else is what it is then. Yeah, these were the 3 kids. It's terrible, bro. So, yeah, a little baby, a fucking 3-year-old, and a 5-year-old. God. You know, what's sad to me, too, is that, you know, think about that guy's courage to be able to do that, man. And, you know, I know there's so many people out here right now that would just opt out themselves if that be the case, dude. If some bitch took their fucking kids like that and opt them all then. So, yeah, it's horrible, dude. It's horrible. It's fucked up shit, man, entirely. Huh. Huh. That's interesting. So I guess there was a black woman who was an Uber driver who apparently was the driver of some white lady to her job at Tim Hortons. And then apparently she left to go to a mall found several women that were the similar size to what this Diane lady was, and then apparently asked them what size clothes they wore and like what they like to wear and stuff like that. Bought this woman some outfits and a gift card to give it to her at her job then. So I think that's about the first time I've ever seen that with where it was races like that, dude. Where it was the reverse of the white black scenario, because it seems like almost all the time it's always a white person going out there doing it for black people or just any race for that matter, versus this situation where it was a black lady doing it for a white lady. So, which good on her, dude. Again, it should, like, the unfortunate situation is race really shouldn't matter in these situations. Unfortunately, it seems like it does, though, in many cases. Like, it's almost never the fucking opposite, dude. And it kind of makes sense in some ways, because I know I've heard this before from I can't remember where the exact stat came from, but it was basically people were talking about the average black woman has, like, I think it's like $27 to her name or something like that at any given time. Like, it's really, really fucking low, honestly. So, but yeah, it's pretty wild, dudes, in general. But anyway. Yeah, that being said, though, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day on this one, and then I will I like this one where this guy was doing the whole trap conception thing. Here's what it is. And it was him catching some various birds in the trap is what it is there. And it does kind of make you wonder, though, man, like, okay, so you put like a hole in it, you put like the trap in the hole, whatever that is. Like, okay, so you caught 3 birds in this trap, right? So how are you bringing it back up without the box reopening then, if that be the case? Or is it something where you're just going to like slowly open it from like one side or whatever, pull the, whatever the hell it is, like little chicken things or whatever then, or quail, wherever they are there, and then snap their necks or whatever then, if that be the case? It does kind of make you wonder. It does make me wonder, honestly, dude, on that one. So, I don't know. Very interesting either way, but again, kind of sad, actually. What we've come to in this country, and unfortunately, there's a lot of fuckery going on right now. That's what it is across this nation, and just how insane our country's really become is what it is, and just just the constant just scumbaggery and everything else going on right now. So yeah, anyway, but that's pretty much where we're at for the night is what it is. I'll be back, like I said, sometime tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk more about the whole Josh Williams Oathbreaker situation and stuff like that on a new Oathbreakers episode in about probably 17, 18 hours from now is my guess, honestly. So around 5 o'clock p.m. my time. So anyway, but other than that, though, oh, shit, it's been fun. It's been real. I gotta go though because I got some stuff I gotta do. And yeah, other than that, though, hope everybody has a good one. Stay safe, stay vigilant. Always be carrying all that good stuff like that, because you never know what's going to happen. Hopefully Twitter fixes their fucking issues right it is right now, dude, because I don't know what the fuck their problem is right now. Claiming I'm doing like some kind of manipulation bullshit when I'm not at this point, or at least not trying to anyway. So, which knowing their thing is what it is. It's probably something where I'm assuming probably what happened what I said earlier was probably what the case was, honestly, where it was something where I shared something from like some random account or whatever it was there. And then like a minute or two later, or 5 minutes down the road, whatever it was there, I would share the same thing again, but I would be posting it with something on top of it or whatever it is then. Like not really thinking about like, oh yeah, you shared that like 5 minutes ago or something like that's what it is then. Which, it's fucking stupid though to sit there and try to claim, if that's what they're trying to claim is spam then, dude, like what the fuck, bro? So, like, no, it's me explaining like, hey, here's the thing or whatever the case be it is. And explaining like my position on this thing, whatever the case is there. So to sit there and be like, oh, because you shared it twice, basically, like you're manipulating the system or some stupid bullshit like that. Like, fuck yourself, if that'd be the case then. So, yeah, I don't understand why the fuck they're seem to be trying to hit me as what it is right now, dude. And it's It's fucking ridiculous what it is, honestly, dude, truly speaking. Like I said, it really pisses me off seeing that shit, my notifications there, so I really have no idea if that even affects us at all right now. Probably did, honestly, but yeah, it's just a bunch of bullcrap in general, dude, is what it is, so I don't know. It's just fucking stupid is what it is, man, so anyway, fuck was I saying then? I don't even remember now offhand. Oh, Jesus. That's just disgusting and sad at the same time, dude. It's fucked up. People were talking about Biden's daughter, what she said in the shower, and then what Joe said to Iran. Fucking nasty, man. Anyway, but yeah, it's just fucking crazy, dude. And I think, unfortunately, we're just heading toward a bad time in this country's history real bad right now. And like we were talking about last night, you had, Honda and us were talking about the people in the Colorado State House there passing that bullshit legislation to allow, pedophiles to basically change their fake claim that they're transgender and then fucking change their shit so they won't be registered sex offenders, whatever the case be. And I guess the primary sponsor behind that legislation is actually a fucking registered sex offender themselves, what it is then. So first off, here's my thing on that one, actually, a couple things. How the fuck is this person even in office right now if they're a registered sex offender? Number one, because that should be a disqualification. In fact, they're a convicted criminal at that point. Like, literally fucking convicted felon is my guess, honestly, on that one. Number two is, how the fuck are you going to have legislation that would allow someone to change their identity to avoid being put on a registry when they're an active threat to society? And number three is, people wonder why they're trying to grab your gun rights like fucking crazy in these states, and that's exactly why, dude, is what it is. It's because they know for a fact they would be murked the fuck out if people knew what the heck actually was, what it is, dude. And so they're trying to lie and manipulate you and stuff like that so you won't take care of fucking business, what it is then with these fucking people. Or we would actually just put them away in prison forever, is what it is then, and let society deal with them inside the prison system, is what it is then, or whatever the case be. So, but yeah, it's just fucking manipulation, is what it is, dude. It's a way to manipulate people and people to falsely claim that they're this thing or that thing when they're something else entirely, is what it is, dude. And it's just fucking disgusting entirely. So, yeah, we're definitely fighting, like I said last night, I'll say it again right now, we're definitely fighting demonic evil. The only way to basically save this country at this point is to literally start having, like, serious mass prayer, I believe, truthfully speaking. And it would actually be having Christians do exactly what fucking Islam is doing right now, which is go into the streets and have an actual mass prayer in the streets, it would be then, man. And if that be the case, and that's enough energy and to basically spell cast is what it is then, to, spell cast good, I guess is what it would be then, like good magic out in the world or whatever the case be then. Maybe that's all it would take, honestly. But unfortunately, I think it's going to be something where, knowing how many things we've seen already this year that are very biblical in nature, I could easily see us by the summer here heading towards some fucked up, like, anti-Christ kind of rapture thing is what it is then or something. So, I was wrong about, obviously, the last week is what it was, though, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, I was pretty close, though, I think, honestly, dude. And I think depending on what's happening in the next couple months here, like, if fucking media and the government, et cetera, are going to try to find their, George Floyd 2.0 at this point for 2024 is what it is. Shit's about to kick off real fucking nuts, dude. So I couldn't imagine being a cop in any of these places and being told to stand down while a bunch of assholes are blocking traffic and disrupting the flow of shit and whatnot, dude, and trying to hurt people and stuff like that by stopping ambulances from taking them to the hospital and shit like that. So, yeah, it bothers the shit out of me, honestly, on that one, dude. But anyway, that being said, that's where we're at for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Have a good one, y'all. Stay safe, stay vigilant, all that good stuff. And we'll be back tomorrow back later today, later this afternoon, I should say, for the next episode of Oathbreakers. We'll be discussing State Rep Josh Williams and him basically being a scumbag and a Judas type of a fucking person when it comes to stabbing gunners in the back in the state and completely breaking himself of office and doing so is what it is there. So, till later. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.